Good morning. We are still in Bali, but I leave for Singapore in a couple hours. I'm down on Serangan Serangan Island near the airport. Anyway, today I was doing a little bit of reflection on the last 2 months here in Bali, and I wanted to share some of the things that I learned and felt are more valuable. And so, 3 things that I learned in the last 2 months here in Bali. The first one, or let me start with this. One is about starting something and potentially starting business. Second one is on efficiency and productivity, things that I've learned from that. And the third one is about starting content, posting content, and the end goal there. So the first is I have learned more. I have learned the most and made the most progress from starting something. And I want to emphasize that it's okay that the thing that I started may not be the end goal or may not be perfect. It may not be what I want it, and that's okay. It's more important that I started because I have learned more from starting, and I've made more progress from starting on something not perfect, than probably the last 2 years, 3 years, where I didn't really start anything. I just kind of thought about, what could I start? What would be good? But the past 2 months of actually trying to start a business, actually reaching out to target customers, travel bloggers for me, and trying to validate and learn and actually provide value to them, I've learned so much. It's like you can read a book or take a course or watch a lecture on, how to write a cold email, but there's nothing like getting to the point in your day when you're sitting with Gmail open and you're like, okay, now what? Like, I have to actually send this person an email. And I feel like that taking that actual action that you take is way more like, I learn better by doing the thing than by reading about it. So that was number one. Number two is I made a video 2 years ago or a year ago. I think it was a year ago. And I was in Denver, and I made this realization about efficiency, that I thought the constraint for me was living in the van, and that if I moved back to an apartment, that I would be able to increase my efficiency to like 90, 95, 100%. But what I realized was, while living in the van, I may have only gotten to 80%, say, efficiency. But there were too many, what would you say? I realized that was a false, I don't know, what's the word here? False positive. It was not true. That if I went back to living in an apartment, I would be too overcome by the comforts of living in an apartment, that I wouldn't actually be able to get to 100% efficiency. So 80% was actually my like maximum that I've had ever achieved. And what I learned here in Bali is that I've raised my maximum from 80% efficiency, which I thought was, well, yeah, I've raised it to probably, I don't know, 90%, 95%, what I think, compared to previously. What I think is 90, 95% is probably like 70% in reality, if you ask me in like 5 years. But anyway, the point being, I thought I hit my maximum efficiency, but this past 2 months has been the most productive and the best that I've ever felt in my whole life. And the like 80-20 of what actually helped the most get to be so productive and focused and have such a good routine every day. Like, I'm not going to tell you I'll be honest. For me, I meditated every day for the past 60 days. I think I skipped one day. Did it really make that much of a difference? No. I'll be honest. I will be honest. What really made the most difference for me was being in an environment where I was held accountable for basically all of my actions. That was the most important thing. It was being in a space where you walk out, like, imagine you're in your bedroom and you're sharing your bedroom with 7 other people. Think about how that would change the actions that you take just in your bedroom. And now when you open your bedroom door, you walk out into a space where there are people working on businesses that are further ahead in life than you are. Whatever, for me, that's building a business. For you, it could be whatever. Just imagine, what is the thing that you want, that you value, that you want to achieve, or that a thing that you value in your life. Put 15 people that are ahead of you or working towards that in your living room, basically. And so now you're this small fish in your living room looking around at all these other people that have what you want, and you're trying to get what they have achieved. And you're seeing other people that are at your level and below your level also working towards that goal. And now you are motivated. I was motivated to work on myself, on my routine, towards my goals, because I had the accountability. Because if I spent all day on the couch watching YouTube, which is what I was previously doing in Europe, just read my blog posts, I had no accountability because the people around me were not the type of people that I want to become. But here, I was around the type of people that I wanted to become. And so it felt wrong. It felt weird. It felt not right to just spend all day watching YouTube. I felt more comfortable reading a book than watching YouTube, which is something that I have never felt in my whole life. And so really, I want to like emphasize this point, like the environment was basically everything. And under that, still, we're talking 80-20, most important things that helped. Consistent sleep and enough sleep, and diet. Eating healthy every day. Like, it's amazing. I had pancakes yesterday. Like there were 3 little pancakes for lunch after a fairly decent, fully vegetarian brunch. And it wiped me out. Like, the amount of like carbs and sugar in that, just, It's amazing. It's amazing how much I have learned that my diet affects my energy and focus. And that's something that I've been trying to rein in more recently. So, environment and accountability, sleep, routine, and diet. And then on top of that, I would say the other thing that, like, we're talking actually made a difference is not having to drive places. So, like, a year ago, living in the van, I had to drive everywhere. And so it was like 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here. And every time I had to drive to the gym, I had to drive to the coffee shop, I had to drive to dinner. And all of those like driving segments took up both time and energy. And I had to make decisions. And so what I thought was just normal, or what got to be normal in the past 2 months, not having to make those decisions, not having to drive places, being able to, like, imagine walking out your bedroom door into your living room and there's a full staffed restaurant in your kitchen. And so you can just walk over and be like, I want this, this, and this. And then you can go sit down, you could get to work, and they're making it in the background. There was one night I finally did this hack. I came back from the gym, and I typically, what I would do is I would on my run back, I would run back from the gym, I would stretch, and then I would go take a shower, and then I would take a shower, get ready, take like 15 minutes, and then come down and order something, and then I would sit and I would wait and I'd watch like some YouTube until the food came out. And this one night, I was like, wait, hold on. I'm waiting after I order. What if I ordered and then showered and then came down? And it was so perfect. So I stretched, I ordered, and then I went to shower, and I came back. And as I was sitting down at the table, the food was being delivered to my table. And I was like, I couldn't have timed that any more perfectly. So anyway, but the point being, I didn't have to go, and everything was close. And so I have been incredibly grateful to have had this opportunity where basically you have a full staffed kitchen, full staffed restaurant in your kitchen. It's like there is a whole other level of life and efficiency and productivity that I have been opened up to that I never realized. So anyway, environment, sleep and diet, and then not having to physically go places, not having to physically go drive to the gym. I ran to the gym. It was close. Everything was close to me, and so I could go everywhere. Everything was easy to get to. So that is really, like, the other things. Reading. I meditated every day. Most days twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. Like walking in the morning, sunlight in the morning. Like, these are all things that they helped, but they weren't the, like, if you took away the environment and you took away the sleep and you took away the diet, and I just meditated and got sunlight and did a morning walk and meditated, like, it would not even comparable. So number 2, I think that was a really important or valuable thing that I learned, and maybe that's evident by how much I talked about it. The last thing is I don't know if this is more a lesson or a learning. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's valuable. Hopefully. Talking about content. The thing I've learned or wanted to share is, if you're just getting started, my advice, and I mean, you can look at how many subscribers I have, you can look at my blog posts for how my business is going, but I can tell you I've learned myself pretty well, and I know how to get into a routine that supports my longer term goals. I think that I can say pretty confidently that I know how to do that. So I've given you the disclaimers. Pick something that you could do every day. And for me, I've picked these videos, and I've picked this style of video, of creating videos, because I can do it every day. And I want to make this point clear, that these videos, the one that you're watching right now, is not the end goal. Like, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I thought yesterday was going to be a good video, but I don't think I got enough sleep, or I don't know. Like, my brain wasn't working the way I wanted it to. I didn't like process the ideas enough beforehand, and it wasn't a good video. I spent too much of the video like just in silence, not trying to think of what to say, how to connect the ideas together, and it was just like too many like scattered ideas. But the point is not creating a super valuable video for you. The point is the process. It is learning to, one, show up every day, and two, practicing the skill of communicating on camera, and starting to practice how can I communicate this in a way that is valuable to someone else. And I'm not there yet on any of those. But again, the point is not the end, that goal. It is, these are the vehicle that will get me there. And so at some point, I will stop these daily videos and create a different, more valuable video, potentially something that is both more valuable to my future self, documenting for my future self, and more valuable for my past self or present self. And so this is just the vehicle that gets me started. It gets me on the track. This is not the end goal. And so, I think even for me, like the fact that I don't feel good about some videos is like learning to just sit with that, of like, I didn't like this one, but you know what? We're posting it anyway. And I think that's a valuable skill to learn as well. And so, every time I post a video, I have to look at my past video feed, and I see the views, and it's not super motivating to be like, oh yeah, that was a really good video, and then see like 3 views thank you, the 3 people that watched my video. Like, that's pretty cool, but when YouTube is such a space where people go viral and you get tons of views, and so there is a natural valuing of getting more views. And so when that doesn't happen, it's hard, but I have to remind myself that if I wanted views, I would change my entire business model of my human being. Is like, I wouldn't be working on this other business that's my main priority And I would probably spend a lot more time on these videos. But that's not the goal. And so my hope is that if you come back in 3 years, that I will have grown at least in the direction that I want to grow. And maybe by then I've had some interesting conversations with people, and I've found some interesting people from this process. But my goal is not really to become, get 1 million subscribers or whatever. I think I just want to make these videos to find other people that are interesting and to have interesting conversations and to help other people. Something like that. So anyway, I got a flight to catch. This park was filled with kids yesterday playing soccer. It was so fun. I went for a walk yesterday. There's not a single tourist over here. Not a single one. I maybe saw one on a motorbike yesterday. Other than that, zero. 100% locals. It's such a different experience from Canggu. So anyway, I hope you thought that was interesting. A lot to reflect on. Next stop is Singapore. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.